for us as a church, the church board is key to the governance of the church. And before we walk through details about the church board, I just want to highlight a historical part of the church and a challenge of understanding things are two different positions. One is called egalitarian, and the other is complementarian. And the egalitarian position says that all roles in the church are open to all members of the church. And so that means that there are no restrictions for men or women in terms of roles they might play. The complementarian position says that all people are of equal significance and value and worth to God and can be gifted by God in all the areas, and yet there are some roles that are restricted to men only. And we are trying to live out a space where we might not see these things the same, and yet we want to live in harmony together. There are other areas where we can practice two different things or believe two different things, and it really doesn't affect us. Our view of the end time does not have a significant impact on how we behave together as a church. But the egalitarian and complementarian positions create a challenge there. And so we are endeavoring to live out in a space that takes into account these differences. So our church board consists of board members, and this can be women or men. And so here is the final court of appeal, the authority for making key decisions in the church, and this sits with the church board members. Then some of those board members are board member elders. And so there are some who play this additional role of elder, and that includes the senior pastor. But the key thing for the conversation here is that this is men. And so this is the complementarian position. And so what we have tried to do is to recognize that we don't all read the passages of Scripture the same way. And some of us see some restrictions on the roles for the category of elder, that it would be men only. I find it fascinating that the challenge of understanding if we take Scripture seriously, it means that there are some cultural issues we have to work out. And so where are the cultural issues at play? Well, it's clear that the language used to describe the selection of the first elders assumed men. And Jesus chose men as apostles. And the question is, was that an accommodation to the culture of the day, or was that teaching and that practice to be a standard for all churches in whatever their culture is? And so that's a challenge of understanding how to read Scripture well. What we've chosen to do is to have board members who have this broad responsibility, can be women and men, and elders, board member elders, who play the special role. And so we've identified a small number of things that are key to what the elders would have unique responsibility for, and that is the scriptural direction and the doctrinal teaching of the church. And so this importance of the qualification that there's an understanding of Scripture and of doctrine that can be applied by correcting false teaching and protecting the church in this area. Then counsel and accountability for the senior pastor, who is one of the elders, and so who is male, and so the elders would play a unique role in this. And then in their oversight role, there would be a responsibility for church discipline and to oversee the membership process. And so these would be areas where the elders play this final authority in this area. I think it's really significant that the expectation is that the elders will consult with board members and others for these things. So it's not that they are expected to go off on their own and decide these things. It is to be in conversation with others, to seek input, to learn and gain from others. And yet the elders would carry the final responsibility for those four areas. Anything that doesn't fall in those four areas is a part of the responsibility of board members overall. And so it is important to us that there isn't a slow addition of extra things that only the elders are carrying the final responsibility for. So that's why it was important for us to identify these specific responsibilities for the elders and leaving the rest to the broader board.